I've just spent the last few hours hands-on with every new iPhone. So that's the way better than expected iPhone 17, this shockingly thin new iPhone Air, and then the big boys, the 17 Pro and Pro Max. I'm not going to lie to you. After the very slow event last year, this one is a complete reshuffle. Like, this one changes how I see the entire iPhone lineup because it starts with the basic iPhone 17, which, when you first look at it, it's almost identical to the iPhone 16 last year. The same camera layout, the same buttons, super familiar design. But then you turn it on and you realize this is not a basic iPhone anymore. In fact, this is a full-on Pro iPhone now, like the display. It's got the same size body. And while there were a lot of announcements, the devices that had my attention immediately were the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max. Also, the 17 Air, but we already published a hands-on video of that, which, by the way, you can check out by clicking the card here in the upper right corner. Now, real quick before we talk about the hands-on, I do want to just let you know that if you can take 2 seconds to subscribe to the channel, it would mean a lot. So, if you want to see all those videos that are coming in the next few weeks or month, please be sure to subscribe. You don't want to miss it. The first thing I noticed when I picked one up is just how solid and premium these iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Maxes really feel in the hand. Apple really nailed the weight and balance of the materials here. It's one of those devices that just immediately feels like a high-end product the second you hold it. The new design plays a big role in that. The camera bump, or what is now being referred to as the plateau, now stretches across the entire back. But instead of the usual glass island, Apple integrated it into the aluminum frames. Actually, the aluminum wraps around the entirety of the phone and even surrounds the camera lenses. The glass that's kept on the phone is actually just around the Apple cutout, which is also for wireless charging. It creates this kind of two-tone look that in person is just really sharp. I think it's one of the better iPhone designs that we've seen in the last few years. Now, the displays are still the same size as last year's iPhone 16 and 16 Pro Max, so it's 6.9 in or 6.3, but Apple made an upgrade here to the display with a new anti-reflective coating that not only cuts down on glare and reflections, but also makes the glass to X more scratch resistant. It's subtle, but when you're using the phone in bright light, it's something that you'll really appreciate. Now, in this lighting here, there's lots of overhead shiny lights. And at angles you'll see on camera, you'll still see a lot of reflections, but when you're looking at it in person, especially head-on, it's a lot less noticeable than it looks here on camera. It's definitely not like a nano extra display or anything like that, but it definitely does help a little bit on cutting down some of those reflections. On the inside, we've got the A19 Pro chip, 12 gigs of RAM, and the iPhone 17 Pro Max specifically packs a massive battery that Apple says can last up to 37 hours of video playback. Whatever that means in real-world use, the trade-off is that it is a bit thicker than what it was before, but honestly, I'll take a little extra thickness if it means better endurance for the battery. Now, colors this year are also a pretty big topic and stand out in my opinion. Obviously, I'm a huge orange fan. We all know this. I think you're sick of me saying that, but Apple finally delivered with a Pro model that is actually very bright and vibrant. This orange finish looks fantastic to me. Now, the new dark blue color, I think also looks really nice, but there is a new wrench thrown into the whole mix. There's no darker color, but instead there's a new silver that has kind of a silver and white to-tone look that I honestly really enjoy. But yeah, there's a lot of good colors this year. I'm surprised that there's no darker like space black option. That was a little bit of a shock, but all 3 colors to me are really nice. Now, camera-wise, you've got a 48-megapixel sensor across the board, with the big story being the 48-megapixel telephoto lens that now offers up to 8x optical zoom, which is the equivalent of a 200mm lens. That's a huge jump in versatility. You also get that 18 megapixel center stage front-facing camera, which has a lot of cool tricks up its sleeve. Really just one that I really enjoy, and that's the fact that you can take portrait and landscape selfies without having to rotate the phone. Thanks so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you around in the next.